So as we can see, we have the function x plus 3 squared. What kind of function is this? Quadratic. What is the graph of a quadratic function? U-shaped graph, okay? It can either open this way, upward or downward. When will the first case happen? Let's say this is case A and then case B. When will the opening upward happen?
When
How do we know?
when it's positive.
Where is positive? I can see a lot of numbers. This one, or the whole thing.
The whole thing is positive.
Okay.
It's a U shape.
It's a U shape, but we only have two options, and they're both U shape and the inverted U.
A. So it's A because if it's negative, if the whole thing's negative, it would be B.
It will be a B. Can you give me an example wherein the graph will open downward? Yes, Gino.
Negative x,
Negative
parenthesis x,
parenthesis x minus 4 parenthesis squared. So as you can see, there's a negative sign before the parenthesis. That means the case will be a B. Okay, so now that we know the orientation, the basic orientation of the graph, the adding of numbers or subtracting of numbers will just mean a movement. Okay, a movement of the graph. Which graph is moving? Now, the most basic among the quadratic functions will be the y equals, or the function x equals x squared. The graph will be located, the vertex of the graph will be at 0, 0, and then it will go this way. So all the things that you will see, any change on the x squared that you will see on the function, for example, we have x plus 3 inside. That will indicate a movement of 3 units to the left. Okay, plus 3 on the x will move the graph of x squared 3 units to the left. So if you will be moving this, so imagine if it's moving to the left by 3. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Then just copy the same graph and then you are done with the graph now. So that's for x plus 3.
Sir,
Yes.
so if it's positive to the left, if it's
Positive.
negative,
If it's plus on the x,
yeah,
it's on the left. Plus on the y. I mean, sometimes you have plus outside the parenthesis.
yeah, it's going up.
Just
right?
up or down depending on what number.
If it's negative on the outside, like negative 1, it goes down.
It goes down by 1 unit.
Okay.
Okay, so this, for f of x equals x plus 3 and then squared plus 1, it means 3 units to the left, 1 unit up. So move it one at a time. 3 units to the left. After moving it to the left 3 units, you move it up 1 unit by 1 unit. Okay, clear? So first, recognize the function is quadratic. You can only have two options, a U-shaped graph or the inverted U shape, and then you're done. Some people will do it this way. Let's minimize. So the most basic method in graphing a function will be the tabular method. So if we have f of x equals x plus 3 and then squared, say plus 1, let's put plus 1. The most basic would be the tabular method. Okay, so you are going to make a table of values. Now the problem with this is that you have to select the best x and the best y so that you will get a good set of points for your graph. Now here is your guide. If you have x plus 3, focus on the x plus 3. This will be 0 when x is negative 3. Do you understand? The x plus 3 will be 0 at negative 3, correct? So you place the negative 3 in the middle. Then just select the points before negative 3 or x before negative 3 and after negative 3. What will be the numbers before negative 3 and after negative 3? What are the numbers before negative 3 and after negative 3?
1,
Just give me one number.
1, 0.
No, before negative 3.
Ah,
On the left of negative 3.
Negative 2.
Are you sure?
Negative 4.
Negative 4. On the right of negative 3,
negative 2.
negative 2. Okay, so after selecting the x, you plug in the values on the function. So you have to find what is y, this is your f of x. What is your y when you put the negative 4 on the x? What will happen to this? So if you put negative 4, so negative 4 plus 3 is equal to, what is negative 4 plus 3? Negative 1. When you square negative 1, what will happen to negative 1? Positive 1. And then you have to add 1 more, so it's 2. So the value will become 2. If you place negative 3 on the x, negative 3 plus 3 is equal to negative 3 plus 3,
0.
0, and then square 0, 0 plus 1, so it will become 1. And then negative 2, if you place negative 2 on the x, so plus 3,
1,
square the 1,
1,
plus 1, you get 2. So you have 2. So you have 1, 2, 3 points. So when you graph, so you have your x and y axis. So you place negative 4 and 2. So negative 4 means 1, 2, 3, 4. And then y is 2, 1, 2. So the point should be somehow located here. If x is negative 3, so you go to 3. So you have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. And then the y value will be at 1. So the point will be located somehow here. Do you understand? Question? And finally, if x is negative 2, so you have negative 2, so 0, negative 1, negative 2. The y value will be at 2, so 1, 2. So the point should be located somehow in this area. So imagine if you know that the graph will be a U shape, you have to put a graph there passing through the 3 points to make a U graph. So the graph should be like this. Now remember, at the start of the method, I said that you have to select the best values for x. Imagine if you have used negative 1. If you use negative 1, then you will be plotting a point here, which will not give you a better picture of the graph. So you select which number will be in the middle. How will you do that? Look at your x plus a number. Plus 3 means negative 3. So the number should be at negative 3. This method will apply to other functions, not only for quadratic functions or the parabola. Now always remember, we only use this if you forgot the faster way. We know the faster way. From x squared, you have plus 3, move 3 units to the left, plus 1, you move 1 unit up, and then you're finished. There's always 1 point above it, so 1 unit, and then 1 unit, and then 1 unit. Clear? Okay, let's have a quick example exercise. Suppose I want to graph, say, f of x is equal to x minus 2 squared minus, say, 3. With the faster method, where is the graph?
2.
What do you mean 2? 2 is...
Positive 2. And
Describe me the movement of the x squared.
Sir, to the
Right.
Sorry,
To the right
down.
by
2 times.
2 times.
And then down 3.
Down 3. So I will follow that. So you have 2 to the right. So 1, 2. And then it should go down 1, 2, 3. this will be the lowest point on the graph, the vertex. Clear? After that, there's always one point to the left, then one point up. That's your second point. You see that? And then from the point, one point to the right, one point up. You always get 2 points. And then just connect. And then you're finished with the graph. Faster than tabular method. Okay? Now if you forget this one, then make a table of values. What will be the center of the table of values? The x should be at 2. So you are going to make something like this. So x, y, 2, I have a 1, I have 3, and then just find the values for y. Clear? Okay? So that's the basic idea. Let's stop there.